Does Biden's student loan forgiveness mean higher taxes? Many Americans are happy at the announcement of Biden forgiving between $10,000 to $20,000 of their student loans. Who wouldn't be, right? But how does this new move from Biden impact your tax bill? Stay tuned, because in this video, I will tell you how this student loan forgiveness started, who qualifies for forgiveness, and if and when you will be taxed. That's so important. How did the student loan conversation even start?
I wanna know.
Literally, the student loan debt conversation started ever since Biden has been in office. Matter of fact, he campaigned on this student loan forgiveness. He has promised Americans forgiveness of their student loans, and they are so looking forward to it. Since he made that promise, he has forgiven $31 billion in student loan debt. I don't know anybody that's gotten it forgiven, but that's what he says. But that student loan forgiveness was only offered to a specific group of individuals. Yet, that all changed a couple of weeks ago when Biden announced that he will start forgiving even more student loans.
Hooray!
Now, who qualifies for student loan forgiveness? Students who qualify for loan forgiveness will have $10,000 in their federal student loans forgiven. If those same students received a Pell Grant, they would also qualify for $20,000 in student loan forgiveness. That's like double, from 10 to 20. Wow, it's great that so many Americans will be able to breathe a little bit easier. They might still be responsible for paying taxes on their money. This is because the IRS normally sees student loan forgiveness as taxable earnings. Any debt forgiven, whether it's credit card debt or no matter what it is, the person who is forgiven will no longer have to pay it. Therefore, they have to record it as income. However, the American Rescue Plan changed the taxability of student loan debt. So the question really becomes, how do you know if you will be taxed on student loan debt? This stuff can be very complicated. The American Rescue Plan of 2021 made student loan forgiveness tax-free until 2026. This law still applies to Biden's federal loan forgiveness. Because of this rescue plan, you will not have to pay any federal taxes for having your student loan debt forgiven. But this law does not apply to state taxes. Depending on where you live, you could be responsible for paying taxes on the student loan forgiveness. But this law does not apply to all state taxes, literally depending on where you live.
Damn.
Some states have agreed with the American Rescue Plan, and they've decided not to tax student loan forgiveness, and doesn't necessarily mean it's your state. You definitely want to check whether or not it's your state, and do not assume that your state is not going to tax you on this student loan debt, because I would hate for you to get yourself in a tax slinky thinking it's tax-free on the federal side and you don't include it on the state side. The amount of tax that you may end up paying as a result of it not being forgiven on the state side could be equivalent to some of the actual student loan payments. So you really got to think about it and really figure it out. If you're unsure of what your state rules are, make certain that you look it up, or you definitely get with a professional, because all states are handling this extremely different. So guys, the most important thing for you to understand about this whole student loan forgiveness is this is a result of a promise that Biden campaigned on, that he was going to forgive student loan debt. Also, you want to know that you are going to be forgiven up to $10,000 if you have student loan debt, and if you have the Pell Grant, you can be forgiven for up to $20,000. So really understand the parameters there. In addition to that, you want to know, are you going to be taxed? That student loan forgiveness is not going to be taxed at the federal level because of the American Rescue Plan. but you gotta make sure that you check with your state because you may be taxed at the state level. The best way to find out if your state is going to tax you is to go to your state revenue department and look on their website, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great information regarding that. And as always, if you want to discover more ways to save on taxes, if you want to understand more about the student loan forgiveness, I want you to turn on post notifications so I can educate you on all things taxes. And if you like this video, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe because I can't wait to see you on my next video.